This show was always dramatic, but sometimes it took things to the next level. Welcome to MsMojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times One Tree Hill got real. For this list, we'll be looking at the most intense moments and storylines from this teen drama.
I know that you're gonna look beautiful. And that we're gonna have a great night. And if not, I guess I'm going alone.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10, Nathan's racetrack accident.
Nathan, you reduce your speed and you come in. You know what I need, Coop? Some of that 200-mile-an-hour therapy we were talking about.
In season 2, Nathan is devastated about Haley being gone and goes on a racing trip with his uncle Cooper. While driving, he decides to push the limits and breaks the rules, going faster than they've been cautioned to. As he imagines his relationship with Haley, he loses focus and subsequently loses control of the car, slamming into a barrier. He's taken from the car by his uncle and rushed to the hospital, with the episode ending before we find out what his fate will ultimately be. Number 9, Haley gets hit by a car.
So the doctor said you're fine? You and the baby?
We're fine. We are all gonna be fine.
It seems like accidents involving cars are commonplace in Tree Hill. We can't forget the day of Nathan and Haley's wedding in season 3, where the limo goes over the side of the bridge, with Cooper and Rachel inside.
Look out!
The following season, while she's pregnant, Dante intentionally hits Haley with his car in an effort to get back at Nathan.
Nathan, look out!
Not only that, Nathan drags Dante out of the car and beats him to death. As if that wasn't enough drama for a single episode, the entire incident causes Lucas to collapse on the scene due to his heart condition. Number 8, Nathan's bar fight.
Walk away, you got too much to lose here.
Oh man, let's see what you got!
You got too much to lose here, okay?
One Tree Hill pulled off a unique concept in its 5th season, jumping forward by 4 years and essentially skipping over the college portion of the show, showing our characters' lives as adults.
Sometimes, it feels like someone else's memory.
Nathan's dreams of playing professional basketball have been dashed and he's paralyzed, forced to live in a wheelchair. We see a flashback to what happened to him when he got into a bar fight, despite Lucas begging him to walk away and think of everything he has to lose, and was thrown through the glass window of the bar.
I can't feel my legs, man.
What?
I can't feel my legs!
Number 7, Haley's mom's death.
Did I ruin the soup?
We feared for the lives of nearly every character on this show once we started to realize how many awful things seemed to go down in this small town. But one constant throughout all of the drama was Lydia, Haley's mom. She was the quintessential maternal figure, always being a positive influence in her daughter's life. But in season 7, her health deteriorates, and her family has to deal with her impending death.
The doctors talked to me too, and I know that I don't have much time.
Her final episode is a devastating one to watch, especially as young Jamie has to learn about the difficulties of life.
It's not fair. Doctors promised you a few more months.
Cancer doesn't care much for promises, baby.
Number 6, the whole Nanny Carrie saga. As if there wasn't already enough drama on this show, in season 5, after the flash forward, we were introduced to a new character, Nanny Carrie. While at first she seemed innocuous enough, episode by episode she started to become more of a threatening presence as she tried to seduce and frame Nathan. Things escalated throughout season 5 and 6, however, with her first kidnapping Jamie in an attempt to keep him as her own, and then when she's thwarted by Dan, kidnapping him and keeping him hostage.
You think you can fool me? Huh?
Luckily, she got what was coming to her in the end.
I guess there's more than one crazy nanny in this town.
Number 5, Quentin's death.
Can I get a 20, pump number 1, please?
In one of the most shocking and terrifying moments to ever air as part of a teen drama, Quentin's death was not only senseless and scary, but also completely unexpected. One Tree Hill usually builds up to major events over many episodes, but this random act of violence came completely out of nowhere. Quentin was just stopping at a gas station when he was shot.
Have a nice night.
The fact that Jamie had been bonding with him only makes the entire situation all the more heart-wrenching, as we've seen the incident through his eyes as well.
It looks so much cooler when you rocking that cape, man. Woo! Yeah, I see you. I like that, man.
Number 4, Peyton Is Drugged.
Let me get you a drink.
I'm not really drinking tonight.
In the very first season of the show, we see that Peyton and Brooke can get a bit wild when they're together. In this episode, the two friends go to a college party together and end up being separated. Peyton bonds with a guy who's interested in her taste in music, and they chat and drink together. But what she doesn't realize is that his intentions are sinister.
Hey. You okay?
I don't know. What's in this?
He roofies her and tries to take advantage of her, but luckily Brooke has her back and manages to get her out of there before things can get worse. Hoes before bros, always.
What are you doing here?
You don't remember last night, huh?
I remember Brooke took me to a party.
Number 3, Peyton's Stalker.
I'm looking for Derek.
Who's calling?
This is Peyton Sawyer.
One of the most memorable and terrifying storylines in One Tree Hill history had to be Peyton's Stalker from season 4.
Hey! They got the wrong guy.
What?
Derek, he's still out there. Don't go home.
Ian Banks pretended to be Peyton's long-lost half-brother named Derek after seeing her online, and proceeds to be an absolute creep for a long run of episodes, getting more and more violent and disturbing as the season wears on.
Can't believe he actually left.
He tries to assault Peyton and kill Brooke, but luckily the girls manage to overpower him. This plotline kicked off something of a One Tree Hill tradition of terrorizing its characters with psycho stalkers. Number 2, Xavier attacks Brooke. After Ian, Xavier has got to be one of the scariest characters that the show ever introduced. He kills Quentin and then begins targeting Brooke, first attacking her outside of her store at the beginning of season 6. While we may have thought we were rid of him, he ultimately came back, as is the tradition with the crazies on OTH, and his subsequent brutalization of Brooke was even more disturbing.
Cradle and all.
He follows her into a parking garage, and their interaction is one that always keeps you on the edge of your seat. Fortunately, Brooke prevails, as she always seems to do. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
You really think you can try to kill me?
Stop it!
You think you can get away with this?
Let go!
Haley!
What?
I'm going to Duke.
I'm pregnant.
Can't you see how sad he is? Stop pretending like you know him and leave us alone.
That's cute. You said us. But it was obvious he never even told you about me.
Hey, baby.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, why?
Well, the daycare called and said you never dropped Davis off.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Jimmy loses it and Keith dies.
Well, the truth is, there's not a single person in this place worth remembering.
Without question, the most intense episode on One Tree Hill history takes place in season 3, when bullied student Jimmy pulls out a gun at Tree Hill High School. The episode was released in 2006 and addressed many issues that were present in the real world at that time, including gun violence and bullying.
You see, one day I spent a whole day in this school without a single person looking at me or talking to me. And I realized that was the best day I'd had in a long time. The day that nobody noticed me at all.
While the main part of this narrative was extremely difficult to watch, the show's creators added an extra layer of drama when they took this opportunity to have Dan kill his brother Keith and try to pass it off as being done by Jimmy.
Please. I'm sorry.
No!
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.